So the 200 is actually the participating youths
I see.
that are selected from the ASEAN country plus Japan. You cannot do this, nah. Like this is not okay. Like no lah.
What did you guys expect to get out of this experience?
I want to connect with other youth in Southeast Asia and Japan.
I wanted to grow up. People take videos and then they show me this is you. It's no, that's not me.
60 minutes of the national presentation.
That's how long it is? Like 60 minutes?
Yeah.
Our years, I think we put the Tum Sai Nam.
ไม่ต้องบิน
ให้สูง
Yeah.
ใช่ค่ะ
It's more like a floating university or floating home.
I wouldn't say change per se, but I feel like the chip kind of experience expanded me.
Every time that I got okay, worry about it, I cannot do this, then everyone will help each other and push it up, make it happen. That is what I learned, that okay, just do it. Why not?
All right, today is going to be a fun one because comedy featuring is basically a one-on-one conversation. But today we've got 4 people in the room, and I think it's going to be a very fun conversation because I've got 4 amazing young guests. So, hi guys. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Well, they're all Thai and they're all still young and they have been, figuratively in the same boat, but literally on the same ship. So do you want to introduce yourself? Just go around and do a quick intro. Tell us your name and one random fact about yourself. Who want to start?
Hi guys, I'm Benz. I currently work as a civil servant in Thailand juvenile justice system. So I mainly working on about helping the youth, the justice involved youth, and helping them get back on track after release. So talk about what my fun fact about me, that would be I am a dog person.
Oh, you're a dog person.
I am.
Oh, wow. Same here. Right. And another thing, he used to intern here on Comedy too. So
Yeah, a
welcome
couple
back.
years ago. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So who wants to go next?
Tun.
Across the table. Hello, my name is Tul. I am currently a job searcher. I just graduated from university very recently, so I'm still in that awkward period of life where you're looking for everything to do. Fun fact about me is that I can speak Japanese, but I can't speak with words. I can write and listen better than I talk.
Oh, okay. All right. So where did you go to school?
At Jula.
Jula.
Yes, at the arts faculty.
I see. Okay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next?
Pyoy.
Okay. Yon. Okay. Hi guys, my name is Oil. Currently work as an associate at the Colliers Thailand at the Department of Capital Market and Investment Services. Fun facts about me is actually graduated from architecture school. But yeah, I just found myself that I like to explore more about the real estate world. So that's why I'm currently work here.
I see. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay. And last but not least.
Last but not least, hi everyone. My name is Pao Pao, and I'm currently working in an international development field, specifically in UNICEF. So my job is currently, working with chat rights and adolescent participations. And fun fact about me is that I couldn't really stand silence. I had when the room go all silent, so I always have this kind of words in mind, phrases. How are you? How are you doing? So I'm trying to throw in conversation to make a room full of conversation.
I see. And you're at the right place because today we have 4 people, so there's gonna not be any silence at all. So no silence. But first of all, what the audience has seen from the beginning of this episode is something that was called what kind of shear?
Contingent
Contingent.
cheer.
Contingent
Contingent
shear,
shear.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many kind of shears do you guys have? Because I've heard you have a lot, right?
Yeah.
Different kinds of shears for different occasions.
Right.
Okay.
I think there's two official cheer that every contingent have to perform.
Right.
One is a contingent cheer used to call the New Otani cheer because it once happened at the New Otani Hotel in Japan. Another cheer we call the gangway cheer that happened every port of call.
Okay. So,
So-
first of all, what is the gangway?
The gangway is like a bridge, like it's a pathway that connects the ship to land to the
I
port.
see.
Yeah, but it's not really used nowadays because nowadays we use terminals instead.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and what is the significance of the gangway?
It's technically our first impression to the people that are like waiting on the port because aside from that, they don't really let us out until after we perform the gangway cheer. So yeah, everyone will get to see like, oh, what our country is, like how's our energy.
Where you debut.
Yeah, essentially.
All right. So can you probably simulate the gangway cheer for me? Because I missed the first cheer, so I want to see it with my own eyes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
ready?
yeah,
Are we ready?
Can it be done like here?
Yeah, we
Just the short
do it.
one.
Okay, the short
short
one.
one.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Go.
สามสี่
ส้มตำส้มตำต้มยำต้มยำผัดไทยผัดไทยอร่อย Where can you find Thailand พวกเราถึงคำนี้ดีแล้ว ขอเสียงทุกคนหน่อยได้ไหมคะ
And the crowd goes, woo! Right? Oh, okay. That's a gangway cheer, right? Okay, so mostly it's verbal. There's no like gesture or
This is
choreography
the
going with it.
simplified
Yeah.
version,
Okay.
actually, because
Okay.
in the actual gangway cheer, we actually do have to hold the flags in our hands.
I see.
our flag
Yeah, our flags.
And like waving the
and
flags
we have
around.
to waving with like our practice choreographies. Yeah.
Okay.
So we
I
practice
see.
hard.
Okay. So talk to me more about the project or and the ship itself too. So it's called SIAP, right? So what does it stand for and what would be some interesting facts about the project?
Don't you want to do this?
The SIAP stands
to
for the Ship for Southeast Asian and Japanese Youth Program, I think. And I think what's really interesting about it is like, well, for me, from my own perspective, I thought that the ship looked much different from when I actually saw it in person.
How so?
For me, it was initially the scale of it because from the picture, it was kind of like since there were so many people, when they took the picture in the hall, they used a wide lens, so the room looked like really big. So at first, when
Right.
I stepped into the main hall, it was kind of like we kind of prepared. We kind of already set ourselves for expectations that the stage wasn't going to be that large. But then when you when you get on it, there was a good 30 minutes where everybody was like, "What are we going to do? How are we going to do this?"
Right.
Yeah. And then the surprisingly their food is quite I think it was good. I really like the food. Like
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't like it so much, but like the ice cream was really good, which was really unexpected.
This is very random, but I like it. I like it a lot. So he jumps right into food right after he talked about the ship.
My favorite. So I feel like SIAP, when it comes to SIAP, like it can mean really different things to different participating youth. Because for me, it's more like a floating university or floating home that all the, as we call youth leader from the Southeast Asia and Japan, come together to live, to connect, and to grow through a lot of activity that we will be later mentioned about.
Right,
So
right.
there's a lot. When it comes to what I mean by a lot, it's mean a lot.
Okay, we'll get to hear all about that too.
Yeah.
So 11 countries, right?
It
Yeah,
is.
11 countries, and altogether, how many people on board?
almost 200
Almost 200.
200.
Okay.
So the 200 is actually the participating youths
I see.
that are selected from the ASEAN country plus Japan. But we also have the cruise members who are actually like working on the ship to, working on cookings, working on like all this kind of like stuff, admin stuff. Also, we also have the captain of the ship, of course.
Yes, yes.
We do
Okay.
have the captain.
Right.
So they are part of the Japanese government that actually providing all the ships.
Right.
We also have a really important people who are the admins. So they are the Japanese kind of like administrative staff who actually came in and actually help us to go through all of these plans.
I see.
That's
Right.
good.
Yeah. So it sounds like a lot of people on a pretty big ship. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty big
Yeah.
ship. Yeah. Uh-huh. I gather from what you guys have told me, there's a lot going on even before you got onto the ship, right?
Right.
So you have to like get together and you have to like talk about what was going to be like presented on the ship and stuff like that. When the list of the names are announced, that okay, this 15 or 17 people are selected to be on the ship. Then what happened?
Then after that, we will have like the camp, like another camp after the selection camp. It's called pre-PDT, pre-departure training.
Okay.
So like the first training is will be like the camp that we go to our homework. I would say it's like kind of be like chunk of homework. It's how many things that we need to prepare before going to the ship.
Okay.
Like for example, for the shear, absolutely we need to practice for the shears. But we all got a skill from like Gilasi, so it's kind of be like very
Okay.
very fun to like to dancing together, to shears
see.
together.
So prepare the song, compose the song together, come up with the choreography.
Right.
And what else? The homework.
Do you want to talk about the youth led things that we like need
like
to
the main character of this CF, I would say, like according to the P departure camp that I mentioned for the first place, it's all about like we come together and form the internal teams in the
Right.
different aspect. Like we have the present media, we have the group leader team, we have the logistic, we have the finance, attire,
Sponsorship.
sponsor, and what else?
Committees.
Subcommittee,
Subcommittee.
which is related to the activity that we're going to do on board.
Yeah.
About the discussion group, the peer learning seminar,
The
and
solidarity
the solidarity group.
Oh
So it's all about we form the team and work together along that way before we on board.
Okay.
So
we
yeah,
also have the thing that Japan government required us to do, like the share and everything, and also like the thing that we decide to do, like our batch talking together and decide what we want to create our legacy for our batch. So that is come out with the team that Piven mentioned.
I see. So you guys were told about all the things that you have to do or prepare yourselves for. And then were you selected as the leader then at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
At the first camp. Yeah,
Okay,
at the
so
first camp.
partly was your, or mostly was your responsibility to make sure that everything's ready. And, okay, how much time did you have from that point to the day that you have to board the ship? Like months or days?
almost half a year.
Have a
Yeah.
Really?
Half a year.
Oh, okay.
Half a year.
So we got a lot of time.
Yeah.
I see.
You said a lot of time, but the catch is that every one of us, we have our own duties.
Doing.
Yeah.
We have
Sure,
our
yeah.
own
Right.
work, jobs, studies. So what comes to like really difficult part is finding the common time to
Right.
actually work on this.
To get together
yes,
and-
to get
Thursday
together.
night.
Thursday night is actually our conversation started
Usual-
from 8 up
14
until
meetings.
midnight. So
okay.
those are the dedications and commitment that
I
you need
see.
to have.
But a lot in each week, it's not only the meeting. Since we have like many stuff that we need to discuss, we want everything that like everyone commit. Like agree to do.
Yeah.
So that why
Yeah.
like it's quite tight. 6 months that we've
Yeah.
been together. It's like
Uh-huh.
set up the small organization,
Right,
which
right.
have like everyone running in. Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
to be
that's
very
nice.
dedicated to,
It is,
to this thing,
really,
right?
really.
Yeah, because it's going to be like a once in a lifetime unique experience that you'll get to have. So
It is.
yeah, you have to like put your 110% into it. What did you guys expect to get out of this experience? Like
I wanted to grow up.
you
Yeah.
wanted to grow up.
Yeah, to be more mature.
Interesting. Yeah, and from what you see from like the past experience of the alumni, what kind of growing up that you expect?
I wanted to be more social. I wasn't that social. Like
You want? You
yeah,
were?
yeah, I wasn't really. I was like kind of like I was really quiet. I kept to myself a lot. But like this program has changed me quite much.
But did it look scary to you
Yeah,
for
it was-
someone who's pretty shy, and you see that okay, people are cheering like crazy all the time, and
Yeah.
you were willing to be like changing yourself to be
Yeah.
more like them, right?
It's like a leap of faith where it's like you get really nervous the first time, and then after kind of like you started like being loud like everyone else, and then you kind of like it's not too bad, it's not that bad, and you start having fun.
Right, and you kind of see the other side of yourself. That
Yeah.
okay, I kind of like this side of myself too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people like take videos and then they show me it's like this is you. It's like no, that's not me.
And he'll be the one who created the cheer for our batch as well.
Whoa!
I love that you
big
remember.
change for you, right? Big change of character. Yeah, and I also believe that a lot of people might choose to go on the ship for the same reason. Like they want to do something different. They want to like discover another side of their character.
Right.
And I bet the ship experience could give them that too.
It is.
Right. So what kind of expectation do you have before you go on the ship?
For me, it's like I want to like connect with other youth in Southeast Asia and Japan, and that is like the main purpose of me to go there,
Like
to,
spread yourself internationally.
right,
Okay.
right. Want to know more about like the culture, about people,
Right.
like languages as well, and yeah, that 10 days, 30 days in the program, we have nothing to do than talking with each other.
Yeah.
Even like not only the English that we learn, but also like the Southeast Asian languages, Japan as well. That's kind of experience is like
Right.
very great. Yeah.
Speaking of English, you guys' English is great. So was it great like this before you get on the ship, or the ship experience kind of gave you the like more fluency or something?
Interesting fact is that you see how my accent is in English, right? However, when I was on the ship, I was saying like, you cannot do this nah. Like this is not okay. Like no lah. That's not actually how I conversating on that ship, because I feel like everything is localized. Like I could see how like the Singaporeans are talking in Singlish, so I
Yeah.
picked that up,
Yeah.
and they teaching me how to use like sia, la, and all those kind of like
Yeah.
words, and I was just
Right.
like can, no can. So I was just like, I wouldn't say that it's not like getting bad, but I would shall say it's actually get more diversified.
It
Oh,
is.
Yeah.
True.
That's the best thing actually.
Yes.
Is the best kind of English that we need these days.
Right.
Like not as opposed to like being great like a native, but you can like adapt yourself to any kind of English at all that you experience, right? Yeah. Wow. So that's one of the things that I want to ask for our audience too. How good is your English have to be in order to be selected to be on the ship?
Be able to communicate. I think that's the most important one.
Okay.
During the interviews, they would also ask you to speak some English.
Okay.
However, you do not have to have 9 band on IELTS. Like it's not a requirement. But what is required is that do you have the confidence to express yourself?
Ah.
Do you feel like you could express your Thainess to others? So I think it's more like our ship is more like kind of like how do we portray Thai people, at least like the young Thai people, to
Right.
the other viewers.
And
from
use English
Southeast
as
Asia.
a tool to do
Yes.
just that. So
Yes,
it's not
exactly.
the first thing on the list, but you have to be able to use English to spread your Thainess and represent.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the ability to communicate with confidence, I think. Yeah, that's what you're looking for in the English thing, ability. Okay, all right. Okay, let's get to the ship now. All right. So can you describe the first 42 hours on the ship? What was happening?
Okay.
I
Let me
could
recall.
say Tun was quite depressed. he was
How depressed can you be because you're with okay.
he's yearning.
Yeah.
Judging from your
Japanese.
character before the ship, so you must be a lot like stressed out about.
Well, I was more like sad because before this we were in Tokyo and we our place to stay was at Shibuya, right? It's like 10 minutes away from the Shibuya like street. So we were having a lot of fun, going at night and then like going out to restaurants, and then all of a sudden they took me to the ship and then they told me like, oh, you won't be able to leave again. So I'm kind of like, okay.
Okay, so you're very reluctant to leave the
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
experience, like fun night outs in Shibuya.
Right.
First of all, where did you board the ship? In Tokyo, right?
Yeah,
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Okay, so but what did you have to do, or when you first get to Japan, what did you have to do before you get on board the ship?
So there's a thing called the country program or Tokyo program. It's like kind of 2 weeks program that we all together come to do some activities, first time meeting our facilitators, and also get to do some, solidarity group together. And then after that, I think after 5 days, we were separated into the different prefecture across Japan.
Japan.
There would be like Iwate, Chiba, Toyama,
Fukushima,
Fukushima.
Nagasaki.
Yeah.
And this will change in each batch.
I see.
Yeah.
So when we talk about 30 days with the ship program, we're not talking about 30 days on board the ship, but there's some activities going on like on land also.
Yeah.
Like how many days before in Tokyo before you get on the ship?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks in Tokyo and
Japan.
in the like
Across
different
yeah.
cities.
Right.
Okay. So you get to go and like do activities and like team up with other people from different nations, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So we try to like have a mixed group. Okay. Right. So how was the experience before you get to the ship?
Could you talk about your country program and your mate? Please.
I was
found your twin.
assigned. I was like in the SGA or Solidarity Group A, and my SG went to the Iwate program. So it was kind of the northern part of the Japan where they got a really heavy snow back then.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I were placed with the PPY, the Philippines Participating Youth, who is look alike me. What? Shout out to Kai. Yeah, shout out to Kaiser. And we were placed in one of the homestay in Iwate, and we had a lot of fun together. We went to see a lot of things in Iwate. We had rice, the Iwate rice, and with the karage chicken. So yeah, and we went to so many places around the Iwate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was so fun.
Yeah, so the friendship begins even before we get to the ship, right?
Yes. Right.
Okay, so once you are over with your depression, what happened on the ship? Tell us.
Well, the first night honestly was really hectic because you're loading on your luggage and then you're also getting your key. You're also meeting, probably moving in with your roommate for the first time. So there was a lot to adjust to, and then there's like it kind of you jump to for me it was a new schedule where you were so familiar with the routine before, where it was you go to this place during this time and now everything's changed and now you have to do it again.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was you have the worst part was loading everybody's luggage, like especially the central stuff for everybody because there's just so many and it's really heavy, and there's while you're doing it, the other countries are also doing it, so you're combating the elevator, just trying to get the elevator before them.
Okay.
So it's really hard.
Okay.
He's
All
telling
right.
about this because he is the head of logistics
Logistics.
team.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the head of
Yeah,
logistics?
thankfully I wasn't the only one. I had Piva now to help me as well. But
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
it was very hectic. It was
So what
very
were your
difficult.
responsibilities?
But our main job was to look after like the weight, central weight for everybody from going to Bangkok to Japan. So the airline, making sure everybody's stuff is okay, like everyone's weight is okay, and then after that, just load onto the boat. But like now, it's more of the government's like responsibility as well because we don't have to do as much as after we get to Japan. So
Right.
that was a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. So does everybody have like responsibilities or roles? Yeah, because you're the head of the Thai youth, right? You're the head of logistics. What about you guys?
I was the co-head of press and media.
Ah, okay.
And
I see. And what did you do?
Having Luktan is
What did you do? What was your?
It's all about doing the social media stuff, like like also designing the badge
The
theme.
lanyard as well.
Yeah, the lanyard or the badge pin or like the art direction of our badges. Yeah. So it's all about the present media and how we control the social media.
How are you the head of something too?
I'm actually the head of discussion group. So
Ooh, okay.
as Oya was saying about like the preparations of academic side, the brain.
Simple.
I would like to put it that way, yeah. So I was just trying to trying to find guest speakers, for example, how to actually equip everyone with the knowledge that is that is actually necessary for us to actually peer learning and exchange with other contingents during the discussion groups. Yeah.
So apparently there's a lot of stuff going on the ship, a lot of activities. So I want you guys to tell us about what was going on, right? By picking out these some of these cards and just talk about what you pick. Okay, who wants to go first?
Well,
Okay.
YL things again. Okay. Ta-da.
Okay. What did you get?
Wow.
peer
Peer learning. You mentioned
learning.
peer learning a little bit
Yeah,
before, right?
yeah.
So talk to us about peer learning on the ship.
Peer learning, or in our ship we call PL in short, it's about like activity that we prepare before we going on board. Like for us, we prepare like some Thai activity, like Thai massage.
Ooh.
Also like other activity, you also in charge
Mental
with.
health.
There was
right?
like mental health sessions as well as things about disability. So we have Pitun, who is really
Yeah, can do a sign
an
language,
expert on
yeah.
like sign language. So she actually went there to actually teach other PYs or participating youths on the ship about it.
Right.
So these peer learnings were actually quite a requirement, but it's actually not something that is originated or being moderated by the Japanese government
Okay.
or like, but it's as the name stated, it's peer. So that means every single contingent could come up with any topics that you would like to teach others about. So that's
see.
why we chose Thai massage.
Right.
Oh my God, so many people.
So popular.
It was the most popular PLs
Right.
on the whole ship. So people were just like, I want
And you
massage,
guys
I
know
want
how
massage.
to do the massage for real?
We will learn before.
We-
We will got to learn
Like you took
before.
a course?
Of course.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Who wants to pick the next one? Okay, Pip Ben, go.
Go.
Okay, and you have contingent share. Yeah, we've mentioned this before, and
Yeah.
actually the audience have seen the
Yeah,
contingent
it was the
share.
one open
Yeah.
at the
So what
very
was the
beginning.
idea? And what was the main concept of the contingent share?
I think the contingent cheer is one of the official cheer that every contingent have to come up with, like to kind of give the first impression to other contingent, like, and the way of our TPY doing the contingent cheer is pretty, unique. Like from year to years, like we kind of incorporate the popular song or phrases each year into the contingent cheer. So like, or others, Kilasi song is really famous the way that we're doing the cheer, right? So for our years, I think we put the Tum Sai Nam. What else?
The classic one, right?
What else? Or
ไม่ต้องบิน
ให้
ให้
สู
สู
ง
ง
those phrases.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
into the cheer, and it's happened to be really popular among other contingents.
It sounds like fun. It's like the mixture of the classic
Right.
and the like the most trending thing that is happening in our like culture, right? Okay, how about Bao? Pick the next one. please.
Alright, then. It's like a tarot card. Oh my God!
Discussion group. This is what you are in charge of, right?
God's plan again.
So discussion group is actually what drew me into SEAP actually. So in each year is actually the topics will be varied according to like the ASEAN-Japanese agreement when it comes to the thematic area that they want to develop. So for our years, we were separated, as we said, to 6. So that covered social inclusions. There were also things on tourism and economic growth,
Right.
environment, AI, and I was also in the disaster risk reduction batch as well. So within these groups, we will actually be led by the facilitators. So this is actually a way that the alumni could actually come in and being the facilitators of this conversations that
Right.
is topic based.
Right.
So it will be varied. But the overview is that we will get more ideas of what each countries are doing, whether it was in terms of law, policies, or even like youth-led organization, youth-led initiatives related to that very topics. So that's why before we boarded the ship, I'm trying to equip everyone with that per se knowledge. I say.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So it's like academic side of
Yeah.
things.
So what was the most memorable experience or like moment for you with the discussion group?
With the discussion groups, I actually went to this really big underground tunnel in Japan. So they actually equipped this underground tunnel in order to actually prevent floods. It was like a lot of like many rivers. When it overflow, it will come into this tunnel. So we actually went there, and I see how tiny I am to
Right.
see all this, engineering, peak engineering. So I was just thinking about like how much investment it has to be put, and how could we actually? I mean, it might be really difficult for us to because right before we went, it was the Hat Yai flooding as well. So it's give me such an inspirations and actually big kind of like realizations of how much we need to develop our own
Right.
country as well.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so cool because you're not just like talking to each other in a small room, but you
Yeah.
get yourself out there. You're on the site, you see the real thing, you saw the real problem, and it kind of gives you unique insights, right?
Very, yeah.
Right. Okay. Next, please, from Tun.
Okay.
Okay, what did you get?
Oh, national performance.
Oh, okay. So is this what I think it is?
Yeah, well, this for a lot of us, it's what we really look forward to.
Yeah.
And we
You included?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's kind of a big performance every country has to do.
Right.
So every night after dinner, there will be a national performance from each country. So starting alphabetically.
Oh,
So it
okay.
would be Brunei first, and then normally it end with Vietnam. But now with our year, it was ending with Thailand because it's the final port of call.
I see.
Yeah, so
Okay.
a lot of people will be attending, and normally they trade traditional outfits. So sometimes you'd see
Right.
like a lot of people wearing different ones, and
Yeah.
it's something that people really like, and there's a lot of friendships formed there as well. Yeah.
So this is something that you knew before that is going to happen. So you kind of have to talk about the kind of design that you want, or
Yeah.
like the coordinating outfits and stuff too. So this is prepared even before you go onto the ship, of course. Yeah, and is there a lot of rehearsals too?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of performance was it? Like dancing to the music, or like skits, or what?
It depends. For us, it was more of a stage play and also dance. But some country I've seen also just strictly performance only as well. It's they really give you the creative freedom to do whatever you want. There's no like rule what you have to perform, what you have to do. It's your style. You want to do a play, you want to do musical. It's your choice.
Okay. So what was the feeling like right after the performance ended?
Believe.
True.
Since we
Yeah.
are like the last performance.
Right.
So
Okay.
we like look at every single performance before,
Yeah.
and everyone is amazing.
I
Like,
see. So a lot of pressure.
kind of, but
Okay.
but like at the time we just like okay, just have fun, do what we prepare, and like what happens, just let that happen,
Okay.
make it flow. We do our best already.
So it's not like the competitive vibe going on.
No.
So how competitive it gets, or
How to say actually, it is not like no, it's not have a price.
there's no prize, right?
Like,
So
not have like a first place, second place. No.
so you don't have to win anything. You just
Nothing.
have to like have fun with it.
right, but we like I don't know how to explain.
I just
We are-
feel like the national presents serve as like the kind of impressions of each country as well, of what they would like to show us.
Yeah.
For example, I feel like our year is the first year that Timor-Leste has joined. So it's really impressive to see because they only have like 6 to 7 people joining,
I see.
and they have to perform 60 minutes of the national presentation.
Yeah.
And we were just
That's
only
how
have
long it is? Like 60 minutes?
60
minutes.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. But Timor is
Timor-Leste is
30.
shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time, we're just like, oh, this is how the country perceive itself,
Right.
and it's really, really young countries. So these also like give us like the new ideas of like what are we gonna experience
Right.
when we meet the other, contingents people
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
But I think what's really unique about Thailand is that what we stage is. So the next day we will actually land in Thailand, right? So what we actually show them is this is what you're gonna experience in Bangkok.
In Bangkok.
For example, we have Tun was wearing a win Mosai dancing. We have Oil like also Lam Thai and all those kind of information. He is also a really important one.
Really? What did you do?
Able to guess.
Mokhtayok pah? What is it called?
It's like the Muay Thai presenter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's around Chanamdern Stadium.
Yes.
So you do the Muay
The one
Thai
who do the
moves?
MC.
MZ.
Oh, you do the
Yeah.
MCing. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So it
And
was
what
like
did you do?
Oh my God.
Many.
Many. So we actually, I changed my outfits in 1 hour 6 times, I think. So that's like, actually how intense it is and how
Oh,
we
okay.
like switch and like,
Yeah.
performed, yeah.
Must be like
Teamwork.
chaotic in the best way.
Oh my God.
So the show, like there's have a lot of things that we
The
just throw up,
backstage.
like game sát há cửn, like do everything in the 60 minutes.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know like what happens. Just like oh, we need to running up to the.
So what
stage.
was the feedback? Like people come to you and say what?
They loved it.
They like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we love other show.
Yeah.
We cheer up to each other. Everyone is our friend. So like just enjoy the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So warm in our heart. Okay. All right. Another one, like coming back to
Oh yeah.
on once again.
Okay, ค่ะ
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Oh, it's
Courtesy call.
Oh,
the card.
Perfect.
What is it? What does it mean?
courtesy call is like one of the signature activity for SIAP. It's like a formal visit with the representative of each port of call. Absolutely, Japan, we need to like the representative of each contingent need to visit the princess and also the prime minister. And also like since we need to like apport to each part of the Japan in each prefecture, so like each of us will go to meet like the governor of each prefecture.
I see.
So once we go to another port of call, we also like have like kind of be like welcome dining, something like that. So we'll meet with like some ambassador, with the governor as well.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Like
Right.
kind of be like some formal thing in SIAP that we need to do. So
Diplomatic part.
yeah, diplomatic part.
Yeah, representing each country.
Right.
So that's why we
Okay.
need to do this post.
Oh, okay. You have the pose for courtesy call.
like when we do a picture, like formal picture, so
Uh-huh.
we need to like be in a pose.
Oh, really? Okay, so like
In A1 attire, right?
Yeah.
We have the A1.
A1.
Like this, the
Suit.
whole suit and tie.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. How about one last one from Tun?
Okay.
Okay.
Solidarity group.
Solidarity. So what does it mean actually?
So solidarity groups are kind of obviously with almost 200 people on board, you need some ways of splitting them into groups, right? So it is almost like Gilasi in school, where
I see.
every student has different colors. But for us, our solidarity group or SG ranges from A to J.
Okay.
And these groups decides whether you go where or do what during your port of call or on board. So for
Okay.
certain SGs, you'd go to certain prefectures or go to certain places in Singapore and Thailand.
Right.
But what the SG is for on board is like what many people see it as the SG activity, where it's very big, very grandiose, where it's like you have a lot of fun. It's like kind of like Gilasi, everybody is enjoying themselves. Yes,
Yeah.
like everyone compete against each other. There's also an SG talent show in which
I see.
her SG won first place.
Okay. What did you do? What was it?
Hi, SGJ. we are creating our show, like a magician show.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that
you had to learn a lot of stuff in order to go into the ship. You have to learn how to like dance the Thai dance. You have to learn how to like dance and
Yeah.
like now you have to massage and also this magician thing too.
But actually, it's like fun magician, like something like this.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like
fun one. Like
I see.
we do a curtain and like the girl would run out, but we see obviously we see that the
Okay.
girl run out.
It's like a
I see.
fail
So it's
magic
not
trick.
okay. It's not
acting.
like the serious
Yeah,
like
it's-
magic show.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like we create things like that in 1 or 2 days. Some SG like rehearsal every day, but like some too so serious on that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is how fun it is because everyone's serious on the show. So like it's okay, we need to
Yeah.
have a sense of competition, but actually it's not. We do it for fun.
Yeah.
I think most of
Yeah.
us were sing and dance, so that was actually a really unique ones that were.
Okay. So, what would you guys say is your most favorite activities?
For me, what comes in mind right away is I always waiting to the shop opening. The shop called Boy. Like there are a few shop like setting up on the ship. One of them is Boy, that they do sell the drinks or
Yes.
some snacks or noodles. I was waiting for the opening time to get some drink and noodles, and I brought them to enjoy at the Umi Lounge on the 7th or 6th floor of the ship.
Sixth floor.
I'm not sure.
okay.
Yeah. So that was one of the favorite moments with friends.
So, not the activities, but like the shop or the
Free
ship.
time. Yeah.
The free time. I see. Okay, fair. How about you?
As for me, it was the grand bath. So we know in the Japanese culture they do have like onsen, right?
Right.
So it's actually a really strange concept for Southeast Asians, like to be
True. True. Yeah.
and being in the same room. However, I enjoy it really much.
Yeah.
Because it's actually this full days of like activities. You will never actually have rest, but at that time you just relaxed in that really hot water.
It wasn't your first time, was it?
It wasn't because actually before we board the ship, the bad situation is also similar where we stayed.
I
So
see.
I would receive like because we do not have internet, so the way we communicate is through the contingent board. So we have like all these pouches of different names of people, and what I received in my pouch is actually something from Oil and our friend Luktan. Grand bath at 8 p.m. and like, and the way that you say yes is that you show up. So
Right.
that's always been our like kind of like treatments of the day. So
Okay.
that's actually what I look forward to. Yeah.
So, same thing for the guys?
Oh,
With,
How was the experience for the grand bath?
Well, for us, it was first night. First night was it? We went first night in Tokyo.
Tokyo,
and we
Fukuoka.
were already in the bath. all the guys, all the Thai guys,
Thai
we've
guys.
taken the
We
bath
will.
every night together.
Talking, like sipping sake.
Oh no, we just showered together for like 20 something minutes and then come out.
Yeah, that would get you so close. And like,
the only TPY.
Yeah, but only
Only
on.
TPY.
Right. So, your favorite moment or
But-
your favorite activities on the ship?
I like eating. The food time.
I think
Yeah.
we've established that, right? Yeah, from the ice cream and
Yeah, so they had like this one very memorable one where they served lamb chops, and it
Ooh.
was I think me and another TPYPX, we were quite the last few in the dining hall because we were just going up to the buffet and taking lamb chops and just eating it at our table.
okay. So for those of you who were worried about whether or not the food on the ship would suck, it does not.
It doesn't. Yeah, it depends.
Okay. It depends on the menu.
it depends on person.
Okay.
But talking about the menu, we also have like a signature menu for like each lunch. Like if that day they have the performance for like, for example, Brunei, at lunch we will have like a Brunei food.
see.
I see.
Yeah. And we
Okay.
keep doing this every single day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Okay. So what do you like best on the ship?
What I like best,
The activities or the cheap features or
for me, I think it's a stargazing night.
stargazing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds
like,
romantic.
It is. Yeah. I mean,
But the stargazing, the real, like you using telescope or just
With bare eyes.
this-
with bare eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
but in the
Okay.
middle of the ocean.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just something. Yeah.
Yeah, like we will that is the one that we need to organize again. It's not activity that's just like we going to the ship and have this in our schedule.
I see.
Like we will have like we will need to talking with our admin. I mean the conversation will happen. We will talk with our team first. Like okay, in each contingent you want to have
Like,
this
let's
kind
do
of
this.
yeah.
Okay.
You want this and me and PX, who is my AYL, like my assistant youth leader, will took this point to talk in with our GL group, which is group leader.
Like to get green,
Everything has acronyms.
Yeah, our acronym.
you mean
Yeah.
to get green light? Like, okay, you're allowed to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like once our group decide, okay, let's do this. We need to talk with our administration, and they will talk with our captain to thinking, okay, which day that is good to do this activity.
see.
Because in the ocean, they have like many factors that you need to care about, like the weather, like is it too much how to say, sea
Like turbulence.
Waves.
yeah, turbulence, yeah, something like that. And we got 2 days. It's very rare. I'm very proud of that.
Okay.
You know, like some batch we didn't have that kind of activity. Yeah.
Right.
So like, look at the star.
Wow.
No need to think of anything.
Yeah. So just come up with cool things to do and make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what it's all about. Yeah. Wow, so much fun. So this is actually personally for me because I'm a big introvert. So I was wondering whether or not there's any introvert at all on the ship because judging from what I hear, a lot of activities, a lot of like making friends, a lot of cheering, a lot of dancing, performing. I would imagine an introvert, like a true introvert, might be struggling a lot too. So is there any introverts on the ship at all?
Tool.
Do you think you're one?
I think so. I mean, compared to other people, I don't really like write as much to other people.
Right.
I don't really like exchange much of gifts, but I think like I also know some other introverts as well from other countries, and I think they do just fine. I think it doesn't matter if you're introverted or extroverted because eventually like you just get used to it. You kind of just see everybody. Everybody just kind of like, oh, I wake up, I'm gonna see this person. Like you just get into the swings of things, and then it just go along with it. Just
Right.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not
So
too
if
bad.
you're an introvert, there's no worry. So
Yeah.
you can just go join the other guys and have fun
Yeah.
and see how yourself change. Well, speaking of change, how do you see yourself change in 30 days? Or actually more than that, right? Because the whole process is like almost half a year.
Yeah.
Right. Dun, for one, because you've mentioned you can see yourself change too.
Yeah, well, I think I became more outspoken. I definitely, before I didn't feel like I could lead like as well, but now that I've gone through leading like team and then being in my own discussion group, I feel like I can do better and I can talk and socialize a lot better than I would have, let's say, in 2025, around this time last year.
Right.
Yeah, it was I was very proud. It looks good.
So you have succeeded in what you set out to because
Yeah.
you kind of expect yourself to be more socialized, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And you can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right. Anybody else want to talk about how you guys change after the ship experience?
I wouldn't say change per se, but I feel like the chip kind of experience expanded me, especially when you actually meet people. For example, if I work in my own field, I wouldn't see someone working in real estate.
I see.
I
okay.
wouldn't meet Pibens, for example, from the governmental side, or I mean, this is beyond Thailand as well. It's like ASEAN people from Brunei. So I shall say it opens my visions in perceiving and also like seeing the world around me in a way that I'm physically or like literally having more friends. I could actually visit their countries. They would just like taking me around.
That's the best,
and
right?
Yep, that's the best of it. But at the same time, it actually made me see things in different perspective. Like people that have like experience, who are still students, for example, they will have this path. And like I think it's actually opened my vision to understand others better.
Well said. I agree. we all could use like more friends, and especially like friends from like many like backgrounds, like different backgrounds too, so we can see the world like more like broader. I think. Yeah. What about you? Do you feel like you changed?
I think I do change in some way, but apart from that, I'm really happy to see a lot of the young leaders to like have a lot of stuff to offer on the table. Especially, I work with youth in the education discipline, so I feel like I see a lot of opportunities and a lot of possibilities in the future. That whoa, this going to be the group of the young leaders in our Southeast Asia and Japan. That will be someone in the future who will really contribute to our region in Japan. So it's really happy to see those kind of atmosphere from the CF journey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about you, Oi? After 30 days, you feel like you're a different person?
I think for me, I want to say like for this 6 months, 7 months already. After that, like the whole process. I mean, I learned a lot from the like for the preparing process. Every time that I thinking that I cannot do this, I cannot do this, then it's happened and we can do it anyway. Because like like since we talking about the peer learning, actually we're learning from each other. Like Paul said, yeah, like everyone help each other. We work as a team, even we didn't know each other before. So like for me, it's like the thing that changed for me is like see more possibility, see more potential of myself, of my friends, and like every time that I got like okay, worry about that, like I cannot do this, then everyone will like help each other and push it up, make it happen. That is what I learned. That okay, just do it. Why not? Yeah, once in a lifetime.
Right.
That is the thing that we've been talking this again and again because like it's have many stuff that we need to deliver, and like since we have like Thailand in our shoulder, so that has got some pressure as well. But like once we talk with each other, look at each other's eyes, because in the ship it's just only us that is a Thai people. So like okay, just have fun, be prepared, like very good already. So like just perform. That is our stage to perform. Yeah, that's what I learned about the ship. Yeah.
That is so nice. Yeah. And the ship's name is Nippon Maru, right? And it has been sailing for the past 50 years. Actually, the next year is going to be a new ship. So Nippon Maru, you guys are the last batch who get to spend time on this ship, right? So it's going to be a very special occasion too for someone who are considering applying to this experience. So for the next batch who are like from Thailand, what do you want to say to them? What kind of advice do you want to give them?
As for me, if you listen to this whole podcast, I know you feel overwhelmed. There's so many acronyms, there's so many activities.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of this. But if we could do it, you could do it too. Because I feel like this is one charming thing about CF is that it's youth-led, which means that you have all the possibilities in your minds to do anything you want. So that's why I just believe in yourself, just trying, this is a new thing. So if we could do it, you could do. Yeah.
Any advice from you, Ben?
I feel like if you want to expand your comfort or get out of your comfort zone, I think CF is a good program that you will get to do a lot of stuff that we mentioned. And I think don't wait until you feel really ready to apply. If you feel to apply, just go apply it and wait until you go to the program.
Yeah, you will never be like fully ready. Just do it today.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Yeah. Anything from you?
From me, since like next year will be like a new ship, so the experience that we've been experienced before is might be completely different from like the next batch. So it's time for you to explore that, right?
So it's going to be like a bigger ship too?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
new ship, more bigger than us. New port of call.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
like more people for you to get to know with. So that is going to be like unique for each batch.
Okay.
And the next batch is like sound fun.
Yeah. It's going to be your experience. So it's not going to be like any others, but it's going to be yours experience. So just go and experience that for
Right.
yourself.
Everything you can design.
Okay. น้องตุลว่าไงครับ
So-
Any advice?
Yeah, I it's like the same advice. I think don't doubt that you can't do it, because for one thing, when I applied, I also don't think I could do it, but here we are. So don't doubt your ability. Don't think that you're beneath any other people. If you even as much as just applied, you've already taken the step. You've taken the leap of faith, and you should be very proud of yourself.
Wow.
Wow, that's great too. So what if you don't make the cut? So apply again next year.
Yeah.
So just keep doing it, and it'll be your experience to win one day. Yeah, I'm sure about that. So today I have a lot of fun, and I get to learn about this experience that I've heard about for like a long time ago, because as we say, that this ship has been sailing for like 50 years. So of course I've heard about the ship, and I've met someone. Some of my friends went onto the ship too, and they also told me about the great experience that they had, and they speak very highly of the experience too. So do not hesitate if you're still like doubting yourself, you're still on the fence whether or not I should go. So just go and see what happens. Just do it today. All right. So before we say goodbye, of course, committee wants to know about each of you, like committee from each of you. So you can give us in Thai, in English, or in any other language that you want.
Okay, so for me, okay, since you said it's no need to be English,
No.
and I think for Thai people, we like running around the food. So for me, I have a chance to go to Nagasaki, and they have like for in Japanese, when you say that it's very delicious, you say like oishi or like umami. But for Nagasaki, they have their own dialect.
Yeah.
And like I don't know much about the Japanese languages. So every word, I mean like the word that I say very often is umaka. Umaka is like Nagasaki dialect to say oishi.
Oh, okay.
So like since my host family, they can speak English just a little bit. So most of our communication languages is like Google Translate. That's how we communicate with each other. And like every time that I said umaka, they were very happy because it's like it's very unique. Like
Right.
I mean like Thai people rarely to know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like umaka, they're like eat more, umaka, eat more, something like that. Yeah, that's my favorite word. And like and also in Singapore, they also have like one phrase that is called shiok.
Sure.
Shiok. Yeah, shiok. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
Shiok. Yeah, that is also alloy as well. Yeah.
Right.
So like
Wow.
umaka
Yeah.
and shiok.
Yeah, it's very useful to know how to say aroy in like many countries.
Yeah.
In many languages too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so
Sure.
umaka and chia.
Shiok.
Cool. All right. Who wants to go next?
I can. Okay, so one of the things that kind of stuck with me the whole program is just time flies and it never comes back. Like live your day like it's your last. Keep going.
Right. Wow. Nice. Okay.
As for me, actually, I just feel like what's linking us together on the ship is also this. It's actually a sign language, and we use it a lot because there's actually this. It means unity.
Unity.
We are unity. So there's actually we also communicate via songs. So there's actually this song that's actually circulated around the ship, and when we actually comes to the part where we say we are unity, so we actually like go down like this.
I see. This is the first time that we have like sign language as our like community. Whoa! First time for sign language. Unity.
Unity.
We're gonna love you.
Oh, nice. Okay. And for you,
So
Piden?
mine is from one of the mini cheer that we had, and we did really often time on board. It's called Good Job Cheer. So we're gonna do it together as part of the cheer. So
Okay.
everybody, 1, 2, 3. Everybody say. Not that one. So G double. 1, 2, 3.
G-double-O-D-J-O-B, good job, good job. G-double-O-D-J-O-B, good job, good job.
So
Good job. Wow. So the word is good job,
Good
but
job.
presented in the sharing way.
Right. But
Oh, wow.
we want to give the appreciation.
first time
or
too.
Thanks
Yeah.
to anyone.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for coming and for joining us on Comedy today.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
And I hope, well, I heard you guys say before something like once
Once
delegate,
what?
once a TY, once a PY, always a PY, right?
yeah.
So, and that means?
Once we actually are participating youths, we are always participating youths.
Yeah. So the experience will go with
Last.
you, until forever.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
ขอบคุณมากครับ
Yay.
Okay.
Good job.
Everybody say arigato. 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 Arigato.